In the quiet neighborhoods of Greater Manchester, England, Harold Shipman was a trusted name, known as a compassionate and diligent general practitioner. Patients sought his care, believing they were in good hands. Behind this facade, however, lay one of the most prolific serial killers in modern history. Born in 1946 in Nottingham, Harold Shipman grew up in a working-class family. As a teenager, he witnessed his mother's painful battle with lung cancer, where morphine offered her fleeting moments of relief. This event had a profound impact on Shipman and likely planted the seed for his dark obsession. After completing his medical training, he began his career as a doctor in the 1970s, eager to help, or so it seemed. From 1972 to 1998, Shipman practiced in two offices, one in Todmorden, West Yorkshire, and later in Hyde, Greater Manchester. Over these years, he cultivated an image of a devoted physician. But behind closed doors, he harbored a sinister secret. Shipman was systematically murdering his patients, predominantly elderly women, by administering lethal doses of morphine. He targeted those who trusted him most, often visiting them in their homes under the guise of routine care. For years, Shipman operated without suspicion, as his method was chillingly calculated. Many of his victims were found to have died in their beds during the day, an oddity that went largely unnoticed. After all, death among the elderly wasn't uncommon, and Shipman was well respected. However, cracks in his perfect image began to show. An undertaker first raised the alarm after noticing a disproportionate number of cremation certificates signed by Shipman. The deaths shared unsettling similarities. Elderly women dying at home, often during the day. The undertaker shared his concerns with a local doctor, who alerted the authorities. Unfortunately, the initial police investigation was mishandled, and Shipman continued his killing spree, undeterred. Shipman's downfall came when he grew greedy. In 1998, Kathleen Grundy, an active and well-loved 81-year-old, was found dead in her home shortly after a visit from Shipman. Her death seemed sudden but natural, and Shipman had signed her death certificate. However, her daughter Angela Woodruff, a solicitor, was shocked to discover a recently updated will naming Shipman as the sole beneficiary of her mother's estate. Suspicious, she contacted the police. An investigation ensued, and Kathleen Grundy's body was exhumed. The autopsy revealed a fatal dose of morphine, administered shortly before her death. As investigators delved deeper, they uncovered a horrifying pattern. Medical records were altered, and Shipman's victims often died shortly after his visits. In 2000, Harold Shipman was convicted of 15 murders, though it is believed he killed as many as 250 people over his career. The evidence was overwhelming, yet his motive remained chillingly elusive. Unlike many serial killers, Shipman didn't appear to seek sadistic pleasure or financial gain, except in the case of Grundy. Instead, it seemed he relished the power to decide life and death. Shipman was sentenced to life imprisonment, but he never faced true justice. In 2004, he hanged himself in his prison cell, leaving behind unanswered questions and a legacy of terror. The case of Harold Shipman sent shockwaves through the medical community, prompting widespread changes in the UK's healthcare system. Tighter regulations for death certifications and increased scrutiny of doctors were implemented to prevent such horrors from recurring. To this day, Shipman's crimes serve as a chilling reminder of how even those we trust most can harbor unimaginable darkness. His story is a stark lesson in vigilance, accountability, and the importance of questioning what seems too convenient to be true.